Our family names or surnames are essential components of our identity, encapsulating aspects of our personal and cultural backgrounds. They hold significant meanings, serving as links to our families, our heritage, and the communities to which we belong. For African Americans, the meanings embedded in names, especially last names, carry a unique depth and resonance. In the period of slavery, when families were frequently and forcibly separated, last names provided one of the few ways to preserve connections to lost relatives and the kinship networks that emerged despite the hardships. In this video by Black Excellus, we will delve into the top 20 surnames commonly found in African American families. So without further delay, let's dive into this fascinating exploration. Starting our list at number 20, we have the surname Anderson. This name is shared by nearly 275,000 African Americans, with a high concentration of Anderson families living in Georgia, Texas, and South Carolina. The surname Anderson originates from Scotland and Scandinavia and translates to son of Andrew. The name Andrew itself is rooted in the Greek Andreas, meaning manly or brave. Next at number 19 is the surname Thompson. Over 290,000 African Americans bear this last name, especially in the states of Georgia, North Carolina, and Florida. Thompson, derived from English and Scottish heritage, is a patronymic surname, meaning son of Thomas. Interestingly, the name Thomas has roots in Syria and signifies twin. Moving on to number 18, we encounter the surname Washington, one of the most prevalent names within African American communities. If your last name is Washington, there's a 90% chance you are a Black American. Following emancipation, many newly freed African Americans chose surnames associated with prominent American figures to reflect their newfound identity and freedom. Names such as Jefferson, Jackson, Lincoln, and Washington became popular. George Washington, revered as the nation's first president, became a symbol of strength, freedom, and leadership. There are now over 293,000 African Americans with the surname Washington, concentrated primarily in Georgia, Texas, and Mississippi. The name Washington has its roots in England, and its meaning is thought to derive from Old English elements. Wesh, meaning to wash, and tun, meaning settlement or estate. Therefore, Washington essentially means settlement by the wash or homestead near the water. At number 17 on our list is the surname Green, held by over 300,000 African Americans across the nation. The surname Green ranks among the most common last names for African Americans, with high concentrations of individuals with this surname found in Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. Originating in England, the name likely developed as a topographical surname given to people who live near a village green, a grassy open area, or a landscape with abundant greenery. Alternatively, Green could have been used as a nickname, possibly describing someone with a fresh, youthful appearance or a lively personality. At number 16 on the list is the surname Walker, shared by nearly 343,000 African Americans, particularly concentrated in Texas, New York, and Florida. This name has English and Scottish origins, and it began as an occupational surname. In the early textile industry, individuals known as walkers or fullers were tasked with walking or treading on woolen cloth, a technique used to clean, thicken, and strengthen the fabric. The surname Lewis ranks at number 15, with around 345,000 African Americans bearing this last name, especially in Florida, North Carolina, and Texas. Lewis can be traced to the Old French name Louise, which evolved from the Germanic name Chlodewig, a name combining the elements hlad, meaning famous or renowned, and wig, meaning battle or warrior. The name gained popularity in England following the Norman conquest and eventually evolved into variations such as Lewis. Next at number 14 is the surname White, held by over 350,000 African Americans, primarily residing in Georgia, Texas, and North Carolina. White has English and Scottish origins and is one of the oldest surnames in English-speaking countries. Originally, this surname described individuals with a fair complexion or light-colored hair, which would have set them apart visually in the community. At number 13 on the list is the surname Moore, with over 376,000 African Americans sharing this last name. Large numbers of Moore families reside in Texas, New York, and North Carolina. The surname Moore has a complex heritage with English, Irish, and Scottish origins. In England, it often served as a topographical surname for those living near moorlands or marshy regions. In Ireland, the name Moore is associated with nobility and can denote someone of importance or social standing. Ranking at number 12 is the surname Wilson, with more than 397,000 African Americans bearing this last name. The states with the highest concentrations of Wilson families are New York, California, and Georgia. This surname has English and Scottish origins, and it is generally interpreted as meaning son of the resolute protector. Next, at number 11 is the surname Taylor, held by over 399,000 African Americans, particularly in Illinois, Florida, and Virginia. Taylor has both English and French origins and comes from the Old French word tailleur, meaning to cut. Unsurprisingly, this surname was given to those whose profession involved cutting and sewing cloth to create garments. At number 10 is the surname Robinson, with more than 444,000 African Americans sharing this last name, and high concentrations found in Georgia, Texas, and California. Of English and Scottish origin, Robinson stems from Robin, a diminutive form of the name Robert. Robert combines the elements H-Rod, fame, and Barrett, bright, so Robinson can be understood to mean son of the famous or bright one. The surname Harris ranks at number 9, shared by over 494,000 African Americans, particularly in Texas, California, and North Carolina. Harris has roots in both English and Welsh heritage and means son of Harry or son of Henry. The name Henry combines the elements Heim, home, and Rick, ruler or power, so Harris can be interpreted as son of a powerful ruler. At number 8 on the list is the surname Thomas, with over 543,000 African Americans carrying this name. Georgia, Texas, and Virginia have the highest concentrations of Thomas families. The surname Thomas, originating from Biblical, Greek, and Aramaic roots, holds a special place due to its ancient and religious background. It derives from the Aramaic word ta'oma, meaning twin. This name was popularized in Christian tradition through Thomas the Apostle, one of Jesus Christ's 12 apostles in the New Testament. At number 7 is the surname Davis, shared by over 660,000 African Americans, with the highest concentrations in New York, Illinois, and Maryland. Davis is of Welsh and English origin, rooted in the name David, which comes from the Hebrew Dawid, meaning beloved. Thus, Davis can be interpreted as son of the beloved. The surname Jackson ranks at number 6, held by more than 706,000 African Americans, especially in Georgia, Texas, and New York. Jackson is of English origin and developed as a diminutive of John, meaning God is gracious. Brown takes the number 5 spot with over 953,000 African Americans carrying this name, mainly in New York, Florida, and Texas. This surname is of English and Scottish origin and is one of the oldest in the English-speaking world. Originally, it likely referred to someone with brown hair, a brown complexion, or brown clothing. It could also have described a person living near a brown-colored landmark, like a hill or field. Ranking at number 4 is the surname Jones, held by over 1,028,000 African Americans, particularly in New York, California, and Georgia. Jones is of Welsh and English origin and is derived from John, meaning God is gracious. Jones, therefore, can be understood as son of the gracious one. Smith holds the number 3 position, with over 1,056,000 African Americans sharing this surname. The states with the highest numbers of Smith families are Georgia, Texas, and Florida. This is an English surname and one of the most common names in English-speaking countries. It originated as an occupational surname from the Old English word smite, meaning to smite or to strike. This surname often referred to a blacksmith, a skilled worker who shaped metal into tools and weapons. At number 2 is the surname Johnson, shared by over 1,255,000 African Americans, particularly in Georgia, Texas, and New York. Johnson is an English and Scottish surname, meaning son of John, with John again carrying the meaning God is gracious. This surname holds deep ties to personal and familial identity across generations. The surname Johnson, with English and Scottish roots, translates to son of John. The name John itself comes from the Hebrew name Yochanan, meaning God is gracious, with strong biblical associations, particularly through figures like John the Baptist and John the Apostle. The name became widely popular throughout Europe, especially after the spread of Christianity. At the top of our list, the number 1 surname held by African Americans is Williams. Over 1,433,000 African Americans bear this last name, with high concentrations in Georgia, Texas, and Florida. Williams is of Welsh origin, though the name William comes from Germanic elements, will, meaning desire, and helm, meaning helmet or protection. Thus, Williams can be interpreted as son of the resolute protector. Thank you for staying with us until the end. We appreciate your time, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. Bye for now.